And ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to the after show. Dennis and I pre-recorded the podcast this week. Dennis, it was only 2 days ago, but I already am struggling to. Oh, we were talking about the new iPhone that's coming out next month. So that's live right now for Patreon supporters. If you remember, you can already watch it, the live recording, and that's going to be published sometime soon for everyone else. So definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I think we got to welcome people to the chat right now. We got Joel Down here. Welcome. We've got Silvero. Welcome. Maverick. Welcome. Pro Gamushian. Welcome. Yeah, you know, we're working with a flexible schedule right now. And yeah. Oh, James already pre-ordered the Z Fold3, but why not to buy it? Yeah, so Dennis, are you here? And he's gone. That's hilarious. Oh my god. I was like, did he freeze? So yeah, everyone, immediately before this, Dennis and I were talking that, you know, he is experiencing some thunderstorms in Pittsburgh right now. You know, there's a chance his internet might go down. And it looks like the moment I clicked go live, that happened, or something to that effect happened. This is amazing. All right, we're adding him back now. Welcome back.
I called it.
Called it, Dennis. So this is going to be, do you want to set up another phone so you can kind of look at what I'm looking at, or
I am logging back into my computer as we speak. The power just came back on, but I wanted to be back here because that's what happened.
Okay. All right. Well, we're waiting for Dennis to get back on set, but yeah. So for this video, this episode of the after show, we are going to be talking about the Z Fold3, the Z Flip3, what is new with these devices, why you may want to consider them, but why ultimately I feel you should not purchase these devices. And Cade's also complimenting you, Dennis, even without the beanie, looking good. The fresh cut going strong still. I also want to say, Dennis, this angle is the first time we've ever been able to see the Best Phone Plans logo.
Oh yeah, repping the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're wondering, by the way, my power came on faster than my internet, so that's what I'm waiting on right now. Using the glorious iPhone 12 Pro Max for the first time, because that's what's got the AT&T SIM. So hopefully I'm coming in pretty hot with my quality.
Honestly, you look great. You could even, if you horizontal that, you'd still look really good.
You made a wise call, although actually, fun fact, unless I have auto rotate off, which is a very fair chance. No, I don't. I can't rotate it. So yeah.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't let me.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Well, I think we've got, so Mark's saying the Z Flip3 is a better price. I think we should just dive right into this, the new Samsung content. So what did we get from Samsung? I think literally yesterday. It was the Z Fold3 5G, and we had the Z Flip 5G. So we're going to take a look at those. Let's start with the one everyone is most interested in. It is, oh, he got it. Look at that. Oh, I thought you rotated, but he's back. We're looking at the Z Fold 3 right now. This has got a 6.2-inch HD Plus dynamic AMOLED 2X display. It's a 24.5 to 9 aspect ratio. You're looking at a resolution of 2,268 by 832 at 387 pixels per inch, 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate. This is a really, really nice display, and it's slightly higher resolution than the Z Fold 2. And the reason of that is because there's no camera cutout, I think, a contributing factor. The main screen got updated to also have 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate. It's also high resolution at 7.6 inches, kind of a candy bar effect, and really tall. The dimensions are listed here. Weight is actually a little bit lighter. Some might say that's a little concerning because, you know, you want the weight for extra battery life. But here we go. Z Fold 3 is rocking a 64-bit octa-core processor on a 5-nanometer architecture compared to the 7-nanometer architecture on the Z Fold 2. We got some new colors. And we actually have, my understanding is the same camera setup. So I would not be purchasing these devices for the camera upgrades because my understanding is Samsung is just doing software improvements for the camera. And I will say something interesting is they do have the underneath display camera. Have you guys heard about that? And what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm actually really happy about the fact that Samsung's incorporated the under the display face camera on the Fold. And the reason for that is because if we think about one of the cool things about the Fold is you don't really need to take your selfies using that camera anyway to begin with. Like, it's really just there almost for like a sort of a face conversation like this when I have it in like open mode. But if I'm trying to take like good pictures, right, I'm going to use the main cameras that are on the back because I can just use that little half folded screen. You know what I mean?
Right on. Yeah. So what you're saying is basically when you're taking a selfie, you just unfold the fold and boom, you're using this rear triple camera setup to take your selfie and you can see yourself using that front display.
That is correct. That is exactly what I'm saying. I am also going to be doing a little walk. So Best Phone Plans viewers get to see me walk down in my house. I know I'm taking a little off topic because my internet's not coming back on. So maybe we turn this into a fun side segment where I show off my Ubiquiti gear.
Let me know when you're ready to do that. I still want to like pound through this for a little bit.
Okay. I'll let you do that. I'll just turn off my camera while I work on things.
Okay. Let me know when you're back. All right. So Dennis is taking a little bit of a detour here, but we've got the Z Fold. I think to Dennis's point, this was actually a really smart move. Going with the underneath the screen camera here. The reason this was smart is because you can take selfies using either the triple camera setup on the back, the selfie camera on the front display. And when you're using the device open, the only thing you're really using this selfie camera for, this 4 megapixel selfie camera, is for video calls, Zoom, Skype, things like that. So I think they don't need high resolution video for a Zoom call. You just need good audio and you're good to go. Back, you do have a triple camera setup. You get the ultra wide, wide, and telephoto, all 12 megapixels. Again, similar to what was on the Z Fold 2. Actually, I believe exactly the same. And I think this is the same hardware from the Note 20 lineup. So, yeah, James Malik is absolutely correct. The underneath the screen fingerprint camera, underneath the display camera looks nice, but selfies are not great. Not a big selfie guy. So, yeah, I think people are going to be fine. And I think Samsung made the right call. And the reason I think it's the right call is this display. I mean, look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous. And Dennis is providing an update. He had to restart his router. The poor guy. If we had started this at a normal time, we would have been totally fine. All right, so speaking of networking, what is the Z Fold 3 pack in? It's got pretty much everything you need for LTE, enhanced 4x4 MIMO, 7-carrier aggregation, LAA, LTE, Cat 20, 5G. It's got non-standalone. It's got standalone, sub-6, and millimeter wave. 4,400 milliamp hour battery, 12 gigs of RAM with up to 512 gigs of internal storage, running Android 11. And something interesting, shout out to Sasha from PC Mag for pointing this out. The international version of the Z Fold 3 actually comes with 3 SIM cards. That's right. So you can have your primary SIM, you can have a second physical SIM, and there's also eSIM. And if it's international, you're getting eSIM enabled. Of course, here in the United States, there is no eSIM. Samsung is actually straight up not even mentioning eSIM. It's completely gone. So we're getting just a single SIM card device here. So yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, JD, I'm with you. So I think that's pretty much everything you need to know about this. It does have S Pen support, but you need to use the Fold edition of the S Pen, which has a retractable tip to help protect that foldable display. Or you can use the S Pen Pro in Z Fold mode. And that's pretty much it. But yeah, to JD's point, like the real thesis of my argument here is that this device is expensive. It's $1,800 starting. And sure, you can get the cost down if you trade in a device, but it's just not worth it for everyday use, right? Because what are you using this phone for? Like, Samsung's marketing it as a productivity tool, something to get work done for $1,800. That's laptop money, in my opinion. And I think that you're much better off pairing a really nice flagship phone, say upcoming Pixel 6, upcoming iPhone 13, upcoming Galaxy S22, or even the current S21 Ultra with a laptop device or a dedicated tablet. I think you're just going to have a better, more productive experience. And so my argument is that this is just way too expensive. I think you're better off building a workflow combination using other devices to do that. Also, Makayo's bringing up a really good point here, concerned about battery with two 120 hertz screens, especially with the huge screen on the inside. And yeah, that is a huge concern, especially because these screens are actually 25% brighter. So not only is it a faster refresh rate on the front, but you've got a brighter display that's outputting more light that is going to churn through battery, and this device actually has a smaller battery. So I think, how productive can you be if your device is out of battery? Do you need to bring with you a charger in your pocket? Do you need to, bring extra batteries on the go? That's making this even more and more, it's a larger and larger device. So what else we got? Are we getting the Pixel 6? Yes, 100%. That is one device I would consider over the Z Fold3. I mean, the technology, don't get me wrong, the technology is incredibly cool. This is bleeding edge stuff right here. And not only that, this is the best version Samsung has made of this foldable. I think it's perfect. You now get this beautiful edge-to-edge display without interruptions. Yes, the hole punch or the under display camera is a little bit noticeable, but it's not as noticeable as before. And more importantly, the UI elements of the screen can now go full width. So when you're watching a video, you finally get that full screen to take advantage of. This is not a pre-recorded show, Debo Bop. The actual podcast was live, and that's for Patreon supporters. That is now pre-recorded and will be uploaded soon. Yeah, Kate, I'd rather cough some cash up for a down payment on an iMac than buy this. Yeah, it's just so expensive. So my recommendation for you all is to avoid it. I think the price isn't there for average consumers, but the technology is really cool. And I will provide a contrary point to my argument. I think the people who can afford the $1,800 price tag for the Z Fold3 should buy it, because if they're interested in this and they're excited about it, odds are, I think 99% chance they're going to love it. This is a dream phone for them. It's going to be a great experience. So yeah, if you have the budget and you're in the market and you're interested in this, I say go for it. Like, you're going to love it. But for 99% of us out here, this device just isn't for us. It's expensive and not worth it. Oh, but Hideka saying they ordered their Z Fold3 for $798, under $800. Do you want to share, how did you get that? How did you get that price? But also mentioning, Hideka, that you're still using your 2018 iPad Pro 12.9 inch. So that's kind of interesting. How are you getting those discounts? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Oh, Debo Bop. Oh, this is such a great question. Would you rather buy the Fold 3 or the Snapdragon phone? So there's a couple of things to consider here. Number one, obviously price. And when it comes to price, Z Fold is at $1,800, and the smartphone for Snapdragon insiders, as they call it, is $1,500. And I think the Z Fold 3 is way cooler, okay, because it folds. Not gonna lie, like, this is sick, okay? But from a practicality standpoint, I personally would rather have the dual physical SIMs of the Snapdragon phone for my line of work than the folding screen that we have here with the Z Fold 3. So that's my take. But what about you guys? What are you thinking? Oh, wow. So Hideka traded in an S20 Ultra and a Note 10 Plus and got a teacher discount. That's awesome. That's a really good value. And that is why the Z Fold 3. Yeah, so that is kind of something that's interesting about this. They do have a lot of trade-in promotions, and I was actually trying to figure out if it was worth it to me to trade in some of my phones to try and get this, because I'm not going to lie, even though I don't recommend buying it, I'm excited about it. I'm curious about it. I want to try it out. So I did some notes here. Let me see if I can pull these up. And yeah, so check this out. And let's get this out of here. Boom. I was looking at the trade-in values. I don't think I can actually zoom in on this. Oh no. What a terrible experience. I need to be able to zoom in on my screen. I know there's a way to do it on Mac. Here's what we do. We hack the system, we take a screenshot of it, and then we zoom in on the screenshot. Thank you guys for bearing with me here. But this is going to be helpful info, because if you're thinking of getting this, you're going to want to know trade-in value and prices. So, Finder. Let's open this up. And I think it's going to be... Oh, and Dennis looks like he's coming back. So, where did that screenshot go? Here it is. Boom. This is what we're talking about. Dennis, we're adding you back. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Unfortunately, my best phone plan is a little bit clipped. It's doing that thing again, but I am back on the computer. So what did I miss?
Sick. We're talking about trade-in values and prices right now. So Hadika just got the Z Fold3 for Hadika. Where'd you say that? $798. And I was like,
oh, that's pretty good.
Right? That's a pretty good price. And then it brought up the question, like, what about trade-in values? Like, is it worth trading in your device, or should you sell it? And so what I did a, Dennis, to your short, blunt answer, no. I did trade-in values, and I looked at what I was getting on Swappa. And for Swappa, I actually factored in about a 10% loss due to shipping fees, 3% PayPal fee, etc. And so I was looking to net about $500 for an S21, about $500 for an S20 Plus. And so from my analysis here, I think it's actually better to consider selling on Swappa because there's no risk of you like not getting that money. Whereas if you do a trade-in, there's just horror stories on Reddit of people trading in their devices and not getting the credit they were promised.
Yeah, trading. I hate trading in because for most of the carriers, when you do trade-in processes, they make you like send it to like Assurant is typically the third party that handles those claims. So you have to like mail it to them in the mail. And we all know that a lot can happen in the mail, right? Like FedEx workers, whoever, it doesn't have to be FedEx, but whatever, you know, it's in that truck, it's getting all beat up, it's getting thrown around, someone could steal it, it could get damaged. And by the time Assurant gets it and looks it over, who's to say, you know, what happened to the phone if they give you your full credit? And when working with the big carriers, especially AT&T, when it comes to getting credits for trade-ins, it's never fun, as Stetson has gone on to tell, when it comes to anything billing related with them.
100%. And yeah, so you can see the trade-in values here on the site. But for my research, I would consider selling on Swappa. I think you'll get a better deal. Facebook Marketplace, do something in cash, and then you don't have to deal with, you know, that risk of trading it into Samsung and not getting credit, having to spend time on hold. But you can check the values here. I think it is just better to try and trade it. And I was actually looking at getting a Z Fold 2, like buying that, using it for trade-in or something. And if we go on Swappa, those are actually going for about $800. Like that's a pretty good price. So if you're interested in getting one.
I mean, something else worth mentioning too here is whenever you personally upgrade a phone, it doesn't mean the old one is automatically like useless. I'm sure many of you guys maybe have friends or family that might be better served having that phone. And even if they don't give you like the full absolute monetary amount, I sort of have this mentality in my family of like keep it in the family, right? Like when I'm done using my S20 here, my S20 Plus, right? If my mom wants it because she has a Note 8 that I bought her on Mother's Day, if she wants this as an upgrade, I'm going to give it to her first. Just give it to her, right? I'd rather see her have it than make whatever it is, $300 off the device, you know?
Right. So there you go. Yeah. Anyway, you can check online for prices. I thought it's interesting, but yeah, ultimately for me, I don't think the Z Fold 3 is worth it. Z Flip3 could be an interesting purchase. I think it's kind of fun. Some interesting specs in there. Dennis, what's your take on the Flip?
On the
vertical
clamshell one?
Yeah.
I think I don't know how I feel about it. Like, for me, foldable phones still feel like they're a little bit confused in their identity. The clamshell one seems nice in theory because it's supposed to give you that bigger screen that we enjoy watching for media consumption, but make it in like a smaller form factor. But like if you look at it, it's a pretty thick boy, right? Like it's still going to take up a pretty good amount of space in my pocket. And it's like an awkward shape. Like it's not like it's going to fit nicely. Like it's still going to go in the same pocket I was going to put it in regardless, right? And for girls, they have purses, so it doesn't really matter. So like I don't know what it's doing that like a normal bar.
I think there's definitely a cool factor involved with this because it's just new tech and it's exciting and it's cool. Dennis, to your point though, I think what we're missing is like the real use case. How is this serving me better than a regular smartphone? How is this providing a different experience than a regular smartphone? And yeah, like maybe, all right, you set it up in a position like that for a FaceTime call or I guess it'd be a Google Duo call or a Zoom call or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think they did nail it on price for $999, $1,000 basically. That's what this phone needed to start at, and that's what it is starting at, which is great. 128 gigs, and they're actually doing a bunch of promos right now where if you pre-order, you get instant credit to upgrade your memory. So that basically means instead of paying $1,049 for the upgrade, you just get the extra memory for free, and you're getting Samsung is including Samsung Care Plus on them, which is where they'll cover damage to the phone, which is really nice.
Yeah, the foldable phones, though, I mean, I'm glad they're happening. I still just don't see the value here yet. Like, right now, Samsung's very far and ahead away, and I feel like the improvements they're making are very safe improvements. Like, there's not real innovation happening here, and there's no competition to challenge Samsung either to really define what this wild west of phone tech is going to look like. Like, for example, going back to the big one that opens like this, like a book.
The Fold 3, yeah.
Yeah, like, that phone, I don't understand why Samsung didn't put an S Pen in to replace the Note.
Yeah.
Like legit, like if we go back in time, like let's rewind the clock a little bit. Let's go back in the like 2010 era, right? When the Note came out. The Note was a trendsetter, right? Like no one at the time was like saying like big phones were where it was at. But then lo and behold, it ended up becoming one of the best things ever because it was targeted towards that niche market share. And that's what this Fold 3 should be doing here. It should be targeted to those people that value the productivity because the software is actually quite cool and the screen pace is actually quite cool. Like they made some serious improvements with third parties. Like good example, you could have like 2 Word documents open at the same time of the same app, like I would on a computer, right?
Yep.
So I could have 2 separate instances of Microsoft Word or an instance of Microsoft Excel and Word and do some really cool productivity stuff on there. Or maybe I'm doing the Best Phone Plans podcast on the go on the show, right? I could have 2 separate instances of Chrome open, one with Best Phone Plans looking at the chat, another one with my notes up. And having an S Pen would make life a lot easier when trying to navigate and do what I got to do on that. Instead, Samsung's selling the S Pen. Well, actually, they're selling 2 variants of the S Pen. One that's just really crappy, and then the Pro one that's actually good on the side, which I know with the pre-order.
$99.
Yeah, they're including it right now with the pre-order, but after that, like 80% of people aren't going to have it, and it doesn't even fit in their own case that they made. Like the good one,
Yeah.
doesn't even fit in their own case.
So then you need a separate like pouch for that. It's just the worst experience possible.
So I just don't feel like the problem is like the tech is cool, and I'm glad it's here. I just don't see what it's going to do for me. Like it doesn't have an identity.
I agree with that. It's like I think Samsung is trying to promote the Flip as an experience, sort of like the iPhone to some degree. Like people see that it's sort of a status symbol, and it flips. It's a phone that flips. It's cool, whatever. I get that. I think girls might like it for the smaller pockets, but I think Dennis, to your point, I think the Fold 3 is having this identity crisis where it's supposed to be this like productivity tool with multitasking and stuff. but it's really not quite there. It's missing the S Pen being included. It's missing that nice refined experience. And I don't know if you caught Linus's video, you actually can't create community posts on YouTube on the Z Fold 3. You can literally do it on every other phone.
I saw that, but here's another thing, Stetson. You mentioned girls for the smaller pockets.
Yeah.
But let's think about one thing real quick. What's the one thing that's been improving across the board on phones that all average consumers care about?
Camera.
And what does the Fold series of phones do poorly?
They have bad cameras.
Yes, the cameras on the Fold are worse. They're literally worse than my S20 Plus, which is over a year old. So why? Why would anybody want to buy that? Explain, Stetson. Tell me, average consumer, why do I want that phone when I can get an S21 for half the price, get an iPad on the side, or a Samsung tablet, a smartwatch, and earbuds, and still have money left over? Like,
yeah, Dennis, I mean, that's the point. I think that right there, that sums up the title of this show. Don't get these phones. They're cool. Like, again, if you have the budget and you want them and you're interested in these, I think you're actually going to love them. They're not bad products. I just think right now they're a bad value for most consumers. And I think you're better off, as Dennis said, getting a regular old flagship.
I mean, these phones are, I'll put it to you this way. These phones are cool from like a tech enthusiast standpoint, but they should not be your daily driver. And there's a lot of like check marks of like, this needs to happen before I would even dare you to buy this. Like, you have to be someone that has just stupid money left over that you don't know what to do with to look at buying one of these phones. Like, you should not get them.
Yeah, I do want to check on the Z Flip3 though. This is kind of crazy, Dennis. It's going for around 560. Unlock I'm seeing as low as 410. Here's one under 400, 396. I want one that's good though. 620 for good. It looks like the fair condition one is where you're getting that. Yeah, you're getting that crease down the middle. That's been a problem for these units. But either way, if you want to check it out, that's not terrible. All right, well, that's what we got. What do you guys think in the audience? Oh, Lucas, thank you so much for the super chat, Lucas. Let's see if we can help you out here. Galaxy Note 9, considering getting the Note 10 plus 5G, excellent choice. Do you think 5G is mainstream enough to upgrade for 5G? Lucas, my question to you is, what carrier do you currently have? What's your current cell phone plan? And that's going to help us because I think T-Mobile, yes, I'd say it's worth it. I think Verizon, probably not. I think AT&T, probably not as well. But regardless of 5G, I think that would be a good upgrade for you. Like, you'd probably enjoy the Note 10 plus 5G. Dennis, what are your thoughts here?
I think that the Galaxy Note 9 was actually one of my favorite phones of like all time from Samsung.
Yeah.
And that if he's going to be looking at a 5G phone or just an upgrade in general, I actually wouldn't recommend the Note 10 plus 5G.
Oh, that's interesting. What would you go for instead? Would you go S21 plus?
I mean, if he wants to stick with the Note, I would go Note 20. If he wants to stay in the Note family.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't think it's actually a good time right now to be upgrading his Note. I think he should wait until next year to see what S22 looks like and opt for that.
Oh, like play more unlimited. Yeah, I think on Verizon, you don't need 5G on Verizon. And I think to Dennis's point, Note was clearly canceled for this year, but it might be making a comeback next year. And that might be actually a bigger jump in terms of performance and specs.
But like, if he's going to do it, like if he has to have a Note right now today, Note 20 Ultra, to be precise, would be where I would be going at because
you go all out.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what the Notes are known for, right? Like, it's the power user phone. He's probably going to keep it for a while. And the Note 10 plus 5G, I remember distinctly having some issues with 5G performance. You know, because that was the first iteration of 5G, like on a chip. You know?
Yeah. I actually do remember that too. It was like one of the first. Let's see. I'm seeing Note 20. I just want to check prices real fast. Oh, I want Note 20 plus. That's what I want. Oh, you said Ultra, Dennis.
Yes, because the normal Note 20 was kind of cut down a little bit.
Jeez, this continues to blow my mind. All right, I was just doing this. Lucas, you are welcome to get a Note 20 plus, Note 20, new phone, however you feel comfortable. I love the site Swappa. I probably promote them a little bit too much, to be honest with you. I'm just getting curious, like what these prices are. Note 20 Ultra 5G unlocked, going for $659 for a fair one. Let's try and get one a little bit nicer. Fair looks like $720 is good. Let's see what we got here for this listing. Yeah, this looks great. Look at that. Dang.
Yeah, because if you do the normal Note 20 Stetson, Samsung downgraded the display versus what he has. Like it's like a 1080p display versus the
Got it. Yeah, the Ultra goes all out.
Mm-hmm. And the Note 10 is just not in some regards, in my eyes, is almost a downgrade over the Note 9. So
Yep. Zachary Webb coming in with a question here. Do you know if Red Pocket AT&T caps video speeds? Zachary, that is a great question. Let me check my notes. I'm actually forgetting right now because I know some MVNOs are doing it and some are not. Yep. So on GSMA, I'm seeing yes, but it is a 4.5 megabit per second speed cap according to my notes. And that is enough easily for 1080p. You could probably do 1440p as well. But yeah, so that's a yes.
Oh, Lucas, thank you for the super chat, my man.
Wow.
So he's willing. So I'm willing. So leave the note. So the S21 Ultra or Sony Xperia 1.3.
I would do S21 Ultra.
Yeah, definitely stay away from Sony. Look, Sony makes great phones, but Sony's phones don't work on Verizon, which is what you have right now. You'd have to be pretty much being on T-Mobile.
Are they not certified? How do they sell over $1,000 phone that's not certified?
Like, they just don't work well in Verizon. Like, they just don't have the band support, and that's correct. It's a certification thing. It's the same way with, like, AT&T, where AT&T gets wonky about voice over LTE support, even though OnePlus could totally support it type of deal.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things. So, definitely S21 Ultra. That would be the move. It's definitely a fantastic phone. I know you've enjoyed it, Stetson, and you haven't had any real issues. You could also...
Yeah, I would easily do that. I know our friend Sasha over at PC Mag, he's rocking the S21 Ultra. I almost wish I'd gotten that one for the improved camera and the improved telephoto camera. But that's going to be a great purchase if you're able to do that. And I'm sorry, Lucas, I just can't resist. S21 Ultra. Let's see what this is going. This is going to hurt my... Oh, no. Unlocked, starting at around 735. This hurts my soul because I'm going to have to sell mine and take a pretty big loss. It looks like mint for 850. Here's one fair. I would probably do maybe good for 814. Let's see what we got. Look at this. 814 on Swappa. Jeez. And there is a link to Swappa in the video description. I'll plug them. I love their site. I'm addicted to seeing how low cost phones become. Like, that's just such a good purchase. $814 right there. But yeah.
But yeah, and to the people that are coming in, you guys aren't late. Welcome. I just want to give a quick shout out. I see we got 104 eyeballs taking a look at the stream today. Make sure you're smashing that like button. It helps us out tremendously. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification. But with that being said, Stetson, I want to talk about what's going on with some of the aggressive promotions that have been coming about from cable operators since we're talking about phone purchasing.
Yeah, that's a great call. So I think the big one is Xfinity Mobile, right?
Yeah.
What's going on with them? Let's why don't you talk about it and I'll pull it up here.
So Xfinity Mobile is doing like all kinds of promos for like back to school kind of deal. Right now, the one that is most interesting to me is if you sign up for their internet, doesn't matter what the tier is, but I'll just use gigabit because, you know, who doesn't want gig? You get a $100 Visa prepaid card just for getting the gigabit. And then on top of that, you get an additional $300 Visa prepaid card if you get their cell phone service, which we talked about on the channel.
Yeah, we actually really like the cell phone service. And
Stetson, on top of that further, you get an additional $100 per line that you activate. And if you're bringing over your own phone, which me and Stetson are big proponents of, you get an additional $50 Visa prepaid card on top of that. It's all stackable.
This is insane.
So
yeah, I'm seeing $300 Visa prepaid card when you switch to Xfinity Mobile within 30 days of getting Xfinity Internet.
Correct.
That's huge. That's like multiple months of service right there. That's
right.
Awesome.
And if you're bringing your own phone, you get an additional $50. So that's $350 right there. But But that's if you bring your own phone. But if we look at their actual device financing right now, they're doing
a bunch of deals. Check this out.
Yeah, $400 off the Fold. You just have to port your number in. It doesn't require trading. You just port your number. You get $400 off the flip phones that we were talking about. Free Motorola phone.
Just free. They'll just give it to you.
Well, in the form of bill credits, of course. Over
yeah,
24.
Of course. Good call. Good call. That's probably 24 months.
Yep. $200 off all the iPhones right now.
And looks like that's just an ad.
Yeah, if you actually go on the shop, you should be able to actually see the phone prices. Oh, and there's the $50 that I was telling you about when you bring your own phone. But yeah, so like this is just reporting your phone in, like porting your phone number, in.
Yeah, geez. And if you bring your own phone, sometimes they do like $50 of credit if you bring your own phone.
Can you hear that?
Already. What?
Did you hear that or no?
Oh, is it thunder?
That was the loudest thunder. I can't tell if my mic was picking it up or not.
Jeez.
Sorry. But yeah. So basically, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I think it's really telling that the landscape of what we know today is drastically changing. I mean, if you think about it, cable's pushing in the cell phone. I think it's fair to say at this point they're a real cell phone provider. Like they got the subscriber
100%.
base.
Yeah.
They got the aggressive postpaid customers. Like they are a cell phone provider. And in the same sense, we've been seeing all along, like T-Mobile is transitioning into becoming a home ISP. T-Mobile Fiber in Manhattan that we talked about on Tuesday. Got the home-based wireless internet. Verizon's doing the same thing, and then of course AT&T's got Uverse. So it's a really interesting time to be a consumer. And I kind of wanted to see your thoughts on this, Stetson. Like, what were your thoughts on these deals?
I mean, the deals are awesome. They're aggressive. Xfinity's trying to get new customers. And I think what's really telling about the $300 of credit deal for Xfinity Mobile is they're trying to push people to their Xfinity Mobile service. And my gut instinct is that what Comcast and what Xfinity is finding is that people who are Xfinity internet customers and Xfinity Mobile customers are really sticky. The churn rate's probably really low. They're probably much higher lifetime value. They're providing a great service on Verizon's network at a great price, which is awesome. And honestly, I see Xfinity Mobile kind of becoming the new sort of Boost Mobile. I think Boost Mobile is probably one of the largest MVNOs. So I see them rising up as a really big player in the wireless space. And honestly, Verizon's not even upset about it because Xfinity is partnered with Verizon. They're using the Verizon network. And Verizon still earns money based off of the data that Xfinity Mobile customers are using. And so Xfinity is going to try and build their own network to some degree in cities and markets with their Xfinity hotspot devices. And they might even leverage some of their available spectrum to provide connectivity on their own network, which I think is going to be really cool.
And Stetson, if you just want to share my screen here real quick, I loaded up an address here so we can see the pricing in my area. Here,
can you zoom in a little bit?
Yeah. Here we go. So I'm highlighting this one because 200 megabits is good for most people. If you read the fine print here, there's an auto pay and paperless billing discount, but then there's also an additional discount if you do that mobile we talked about.
Yeah.
So theoretically speaking, if you buy your own modem like I would, you would have an internet bill for $29.99 for 200 megabit per second internet. And
That is insane.
And you got your cell phone service for $45. You basically got your internet and your cell phone service for the same price that Verizon's charging right now for their postpaid plans. Like, what is Verizon starter? Like $70?
Yeah, I think it's actually 77. Yeah, I think it's $70. You're right.
Yeah, so 29 plus 45. We're in the same ballpark here, right?
Yeah, right.
So definitely a good idea if you live in an area where Comcast is available. I thought it was worth talking about because they were incredibly aggressive. And like Stetson said, $300, $400, whatever you end up getting out of it, I mean, it pays for a few months of your service. So, and obviously, of course, they're upselling you here with these other higher speeds. You get extra Visa cards. But yeah, just really good promotions going on right now.
I also do want to mention that the Westerosi Ninjas making a great point that Xfinity plans are deprioritized, but not the buy the gig plan. So this is true. If you go with the unlimited plan, you are eligible for a multi-line discount, and it's, I think, a decent plan, but your speeds will be deprioritized. So you're getting the same speed and performance as Verizon prepaid, as US Mobile, and kind of as Visible. I think Visible would be a little bit
Visible's worse
because of their ping issue, but otherwise it is deprioritized, so keep that in mind if the Verizon network is congested. However, if you are a by the gig user, you get you get 1 gig for $15, 3 gigs for $30, or 10 gigs for $60. This is actually prioritized data, so you're getting the same speeds and performance as Verizon. Play more, get more, and do more. So that's really good, and you can add up to 10 lines to this shared data. So let's say you've got maybe a family of 3, each person needs a gig. It's $30 a month for 3 lines total, about $10 per line.
Yeah, and also one other thing on the topic about deprioritization is I think it's fair to say that if you live in a congested market, even if you are on postpaid, you're still going to be having your own share of problems.
That's a really good point, Dennis. Like, everyone's talking about that, but the point remains, like, if the Verizon network is congested, your speeds are slowing down no matter what, postpaid, prepaid, MVNO, whatever. And it's just like how much your speeds slow down. That changes.
Right, and I think from your testing before, it's something like what, like 20? It goes like 20%, and then what was the
drop off changes based on network. I actually haven't gotten the numbers for Verizon yet. I have to do that still.
Gotcha. And I do want to answer some comments that are coming in real quick here, Stetson. So Ryan said he's never seen Comcast that affordable or cheap. First,
Dude, they want new customers.
First, I got to say that's a big sad. But secondly, that's actually pretty common. I mean, remember, these are all promo prices, so they're obviously going to go up after whatever the set time period is. But it's actually pretty common out here, at least for internet, for Comcast being affordable. Like they're known to be a lot cheaper than like the Armstrong that I mentioned, or like the Blue Devils, or like these other small regional cable operators. So Comcast is pretty darn cheap. In fact, they actually have they don't market this, but they actually have an internet plan that's $10 per month. It's called Internet Essentials. Now, this is like a government subsidized program that they had to do back when they were merging with NBC Universal, but they kept doing it. And basically, if you're on like Social Security, like say like old people and stuff like that, or a bunch of other stuff like back to school lunch program, that kind of thing, you can literally get 50 megabit per second internet for $10, and that's not like a promo. Like, so Comcast is pretty cheap. They got problems, but their pricing's not bad.
Yeah.
But
JD is you have to pay $20 a month to watch 720p video on Xfinity Mobile. My understanding is that is only for the unlimited plan.
Correct.
And I will say that if you want to get 720p, 1080p, 4K streaming, you actually can use a VPN. I've partnered with ExpressVPN if you want to check them out at the link in the video description. Of course, you're welcome to use any VPN service that you want to and find even a better deal out there. I encourage you to do that. But using a VPN will bypass any streaming restrictions on pretty much any plan or carrier.
And Mark, thank you for the super chat.
Woo! Cheers. All right, Mark, we're doing a cheers this weekend with our T-Mobile 5G ginger beer taste testing. So Patreon supporters, stay tuned for that. And
I just want to comment to Eric real quick. Eric, I also have Fios. That is a fantastic deal. It's their 200, but they were provisioned, so that is what you typically see. To be clear here, and I've said this on record many, many times on this stream, fiber is the gold standard. If you have fiber, it's the best option. Not necessarily always the cheapest option, but in my personal opinion, the best option. So I am very glad that you live in a Fios area. I'm also enjoying that same service. But for the many people that don't, because fiber is very limited in its market, especially from Fios, these Comcast options are pretty solid, you know?
Yeah, right on. Dennis, I think you had some other news around T-Mobile, unless there's other questions you want to talk about here, but...
No. This is fine. This is fine for me. Yeah, so in regards to T-Mobile, I believe they did a conference call recently talking about their churn rates being like record low.
Jeez. T-Mobile unlimited 4G data with autopay is $15 a month. Dean, where are you getting? Is this a tablet plan?
No, that's the one they came out with whenever the pandemic started.
I don't think it was. Is this internet? Like, what is this? Unlimited for $15 is impossible.
Oh, he said unlimited 4G. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're probably thinking of the 2 gig. That's now a 2.5 gig plan.
Yeah.
Zachary saying, Dennis, fiber definitely the best option. Oh no, Zachary, you're not getting it for 5 years.
He lives in a Frontier market, so Frontier offers DSL. They're also the company that's been, I think, was the one that claimed bankruptcy, if I remember correctly. Chapter 11.
So Zachary, maybe move. Come out to Denver, man. Come out to Longmont. We've got that municipal fiber. It is glorious. Dean, yes. So for a tablet, yeah, it's that $15 tablet plan. I think it's $15 plus taxes and fees, which you might have said. But yeah, it is decent for sure. And you know what's kind of interesting, Dennis? I didn't even think about this, but the Z Fold3, in my eyes, is almost like a tablet, but it's not eligible for those tablet plans. I don't know if you could throw a tablet plan in there.
Well, I mean, it's because it can make phone calls. That's what makes it a phone, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Tablets can make phone calls. Why not?
No, tablets don't have tablets can't make calls.
Not over voice over LTE, not over.
No, yeah, that's what makes the difference between a tablet plan and a phone plan.
Interesting. Does the tablet not have the hardware? Like, is it missing something?
I'm not sure why. I'm just saying I know that's the difference. That's the difference between a phone plan and a tablet plan. A tablet
is the phone calls. Yeah, I'm saying, like, what if you got a tablet plan for your Z Fold3? That would be sick. Pair it with Google Voice, low cost.
There's no way the carriers will let you do that. No way.
Yeah, you're so right. Especially when you paid $1,800 for a phone. They know you can, like, pony up the bid bucks for your cell phone service.
Zachary, on the note of Frontier upgrading their network in 5 years, I'll believe it when I see it, because Verizon has said that before, AT&T has said that before, and back when Verizon was rolling out Fios back in the day, they stopped like instantly for like a good 6-year hiatus, and only just now started re-expanding it, only because of their one-touch policy for millimeter wave. Some points.
Yeah.
Actually, let's scratch the T-Mobile talk. Dude, let's talk about Verizon real quick.
Yeah,
AMC
I was just
Plus.
trying to pull that up.
AMC Plus coming to Verizon plans.
What even is AMC Plus?
AMC Plus is it's a streaming service that AMC came out with, but you purchase it through your cable operator typically. And it just has all the stuff that runs on AMC but without ads.
This is crazy. So Verizon, all right, let's Dennis recap. Verizon has had months at this point to match T-Mobile Magenta Max and now AT&T Unlimited Elite. What does Verizon do, Dennis? What do? They add in more perks to the same plan. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm not buying a cell phone plan for perks. I'm buying it to be a cell phone plan. What is this madness?
I mean, Stetson, in a way though, this is a way for Verizon to market themselves in a unique manner. Let's just think about for a second what you get with the Play More plan now.
Dude,
so
it's packed. Want me to
you
pull
get
it up?
Disney, yeah, you get Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, Apple Music, AMC Plus, Discovery Plus. I just have 6 things on my fingers here of entertainment.
Yeah, it's
arcade, Apple Arcade on us,
and Google Play Pass,
and Google. I have 7 things on my finger, dude. Stetson, let's just do math real quick math here. So Hulu's what, $6, right?
Well, the Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus bundle, I'm pretty sure is $8. Maybe it's 13.
It's 13.
Okay, so Disney Plus is 8, and that's 13. So $13.
13 plus AMC Plus is I believe $8.
Well, there's some caveats around that. It's adding a suite, so it's buy a phone or sign up for Fios Home Internet to get 12 months of AMC Plus on Verizon. So it sounds like you actually need to make a phone purchase or get home internet. This could actually be trying to incentivize customers to do a phone upgrade through Verizon, to do one of those financing agreements that we advertise or advocate against doing, Dennis.
Right. But I'm just doing the math. All I'm trying to figure out here real quick is how much money is going into perks.
Yeah.
So let's just say 13 for the Disney Hulu Plus bundle, 8 for AMC Plus. I believe Discovery Plus is only $5, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think $5 for Discovery, Apple Arcade, and
is
probably
another
Google.
$5. Yeah.
These 3 are probably 15.
Yeah, and then don't forget too. What's Apple Music? Or is
Apple Music is 10. That's expensive.
Okay, but that's not included in Play More, right?
You get 6 months, so
Okay.
$60.
Okay, so okay, grab my calculator here.
Do like 13 times 12, and then add in 60, 60, 60, 60.
I'm not doing it that way. I just want to look at the monthly because I want to compare it. Like out of the monthly cost that Verizon is charging, how much of this is going?
How much it actually perks?
Yeah.
Jeez. So it's
Dude,
gonna be
$46 of it. $46 of it is perks, and they only charge what for one line? 80.
Yeah, I think it's $80. I mean, I'm paying 45 right now for my family plan. It's
Yeah,
80 bucks, yeah.
So half the cost of this plan is going to perks.
Dude, this makes so much sense if you think about the cost of Visible Wireless, right? Visible raw, just unlimited data as low as $25. It's deprioritized. Add in the priority data and then like smother it in perks. This is like smearing butter all over something to make it rich and delicious and to entice you into getting it.
Which goes back to my argument though of what if Verizon would just give consumers the option to have a plan that doesn't have all this bloat and junk? Like, why couldn't they? Like, it doesn't have to be $46 cheaper. Let's just say Verizon sold their Play More plan for $20 a month cheaper. $20 a month cheaper. So have it at $60.
Yeah.
$60 for the way it's already set up. 720p video, 50 gig priority, like that whole shabil. Like that would be so much more competitive, right?
It would be outstanding. It would be outstanding. Oh.
But I will just say, if you're a Verizon customer, you don't need a HIP TV anymore, like at all. Like you got all your stuff covered, basically. At this point.
Oh yeah, with everything they're including. I mean, even if you are missing out on HBO Max and Netflix, like you've got so much content. Ryan brings up a really big point, a red flag. It's a free for a year, and then they auto bill you. That's how they get you. This could really eat away your savings if you get auto billed for the services.
So your bill will just skyrocket by about $46.
Yeah. Oh, what a surprise that would be. Oh man, you're $80 a month jumping all the way up to $120, $130. Ooh, that would not be a good taste in the mouth. And that almost makes it better to go with I was going to say the Get More plan. You're getting
But
Apple
they're 12
Music.
months as well.
They're 12 months. Apple Music is the only one that gets bumped up to being included. So, and what's also, it's just, man, what is Verizon doing?
I mean, honestly, sorry.
Well, what if they did an annual plan, right? So let's say you're a single line, you don't get any perks, annual pricing like Mint Mobile. So you pay whatever 45 times 12 is. What is that? $540 up front for a year's service. Would you do it? But you get locked in at 45.
For which plan? I'm sorry.
Let's do Play More Unlimited. That seems pretty popular for that one.
So for $45 a month, I buy it for a year. That's the plan I have.
Yeah.
No, because I refuse to buy anything from Verizon.
Okay. All right. Well, you're all right. You're different. You're a Verizon person.
No, I'm anti-Verizon.
Yeah. All right. What about like if AT&T were to do that? Like
yes, in a heartbeat.
That'd be sick.
Sick. In a heartbeat.
Anyway, well, also we had to finish this off. Zach was coming in clutch with some deets. Zach, you're coming out at us with so much great information. Like you should almost be on the show right now. Let's see. Where did your comment go? Jeez, the chat is just blowing up. Here we go. It's 6 months free for upgrading a phone, 12 months to add a line. And this is from Droid Life's post. So thank you for that information, Zach.
But I have a better question for you, man. What like with Verizon doing all this right now, right?
Yeah. Dennis? Uh-oh. Dennis? Guys, I think our friend Dennis over here is Dennis? Guys, he's totally frozen. Are you seeing what I'm seeing right now? His internet. Oh, Pittsburgh. What is happening? All right, well, that's a easy segue into the comments. Cade, rip Dennis. Yeah. We're gonna I guess get some music or something. We should get a sound effect for when this happens, like a womp, 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 trombone effect. Zach rip. Let's see. Yeah. Verizon becomes a really good deal once you start adding connected devices as watch and tablet plans. I actually really agree with this, especially with the Get More Unlimited plan. Because with the Get More plan, you get 50% off a connected device plan. So that's actually pretty good. You save 50% off tablet line, smartwatch line, things like that. But as we learned in one of our previous shows, this discount only applies to one plan. So you can have one tablet plan that gets 50% off or one smartwatch plan that gets 50% off. And wow, Joel coming in clutch. YouTube TV for a month and Sling free for 2 months with Verizon. Is that for new customers? I wasn't actually seeing that on their plans page here. I'm just seeing the perks we mentioned. Discovery Plus, Arcade, 12 months, Verizon Up Rewards. Is that for Fios Internet, maybe? Jeb, for better internet for Dennis. Jeb, we really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support. I'm going to send that directly to Dennis so he can upgrade his internet. I think the internet's fine. I think he needs to upgrade upgrade Pittsburgh. We're going to need a little bit bigger of a fund for that, Jeb. A little upgrade the Pittsburgh weather. Dennis hasn't paid his weather bill this month. So, all right, he's coming in hot. Are you guys ready for this? Splash landing. Boom. Here he is, the man himself.
I'm just going to finish out the show on the phone because power outages are a real problem.
Yeah, it took you like a good chunk of time to get back up and running. So.
Yeah, and also, I just want to say real quick, guys, I'm using Fios' fiber internet, so my internet's...
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, Dennis needs to upgrade his weather bill. Like, you need to upgrade Pittsburgh as a whole.
It's the electricity company. That's the problem. But I want to finish my thoughts. So I was going to say, with Verizon doing all this, do you feel like this is a repeat of what AT&T was trying to do? Like they're suffering from the AT&T syndrome where Verizon's confused about their identity as a cell phone provider.
You mean a media streaming service provider?
Yes.
I don't know. I actually think it makes sense. I don't know, Dennis, like this is weird to me because on one hand, I see it as when you get a bunch of things included for free, to me, that feels less premium. Okay. Like Apple isn't really giving you free things when you make a purchase, right? You go in to buy an iPhone, you're not getting AirPods for free or a discount on those like Samsung is doing with their, S20 lineup and S21 lineup. So to some degree, Verizon has this like mantra of being premium wireless, but here they are offering a bunch of things for free, which makes it feel less premium. I think bottom line for me is I don't think Verizon is confused. They're just trying to upgrade customers. And if they see this working, they're going to keep doing it. And if for whatever reason it stops working, they're going to stop doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to know, too. It's not like Verizon's real open about this, but I'd be curious to know how many people just forget these perks are on their bills and they're just how much extra revenue they're generating from it.
Yeah. Like how much do you think they're paying for these?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, I imagine they probably have some type of bulk agreement worked out with the
100%.
With the different parties.
Is it like 50%, 25%? What do you think? Excuse me.
I'm not sure. I would assume maybe it's like 50% of the cost. So like if something was $5, maybe Verizon only pays $250.
Yeah. And it's not like they're really losing money because you, the Verizon customer, are paying Verizon to get these perks. Like you're paying them more money.
But the thing that surprised me is that Verizon is actually a cable operator. So them doing this in a certain way almost cannibalizes their own other business, right? Like if let's just say, because like, how Verizon wants you to bundle your home internet with their cell phone service, just like we were talking about Expedia, the other guys do.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm a Verizon Fios customer and I hypothetically got the Play More plan, why would I then want to go get Verizon's live TV service and getting all these different streaming services for free?
Dude, you would not. I don't know. I can't answer that.
But yeah. Outside of that, though, was there anything else you really wanted to talk about tonight?
I think we hit the main points. I mean, we talked about the Z Fold, the Z Flip, and I think they're really exciting, but I can't recommend anyone gets them. I wish there was a way to like get one for free, It would descend from the heavens and you could just enjoy it. Go to Best Buy, play around with it, call it a day.
Well, then before we wrap up this show, I just want to say a couple quick things to the awesome audience that we have. First off, I do want to apologize that tonight's stream was a little bit wonky. I called it, but the place that I live does have bad power. I am really sorry if the audio sounds bad. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Secondarily, though, I want to give a huge shout out to the fact that we're going to be doing an incredible live stream this Saturday for all Patreon supporters. Stetson was incredibly epic and managed to score some of the T-Mobile 5 gin.
T-Mobile 5G ginger beer, baby.
Ginger beer. So we are going to be trying that on stream for Patreon exclusive members. If you're not already, I highly encourage becoming a member of the Patreon because we're continuing to add tons of additional content. Stetson recently did a behind-the-scenes video of him going through his order entry process of activating his lines with AT&T. There's bloopers. There's actually me showing off my setup in the house when we were doing like a little test stream. And we've also been doing some behind-the-scenes work with OBS, and we have some recording footage that we'll upload for that eventually here too as well, exclusive for the Patreon when we test it. So if you're not already, become a member of the Patreon at patreon.com/StetsonDoggett. Totally worth it. And that way I can talk to you guys more in our Discord as well.
Dude, Discord's awesome. I love the Discord. It's popping. But yeah, that's kind of it for this live stream. Again, we're going live this Saturday doing our taste test, so consider joining us there. We look forward to seeing all the Patreon members and your smiling faces. That's why not to get the Z Fold3 or the Z Flip3 and what's new with Verizon and Xfinity's deals. Links in the description box if you found any of this interesting or helpful. You want to learn more. That's it for this episode. I'm Stetson.
And I'm Dennis.
We look forward to talking to you this weekend. All right, cheers, guys.
Peace.